Hello and welcome to another video here on this channel. Today I've got something so exciting that I'm going to be making and showing you today. It's going to be this gorgeous dress for Valentine's Day / Galentine's Day, or just for a nice evening or date night outfit. Now, this was completely self-drafted by me and I will be including some of the measurements here. So I'm either going to pop them in the description box down below, or I'm going to pop it up on my blog. I'll leave a link to my blog as well down below. All you need to do is just sign up and you'll have access to all the stuff on there for free. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one because it just looks absolutely stunning. I've learned so much on this make and I hope you do too. So let's get straight into it. Now guys, if you haven't subscribed, then I would love if you would hit the subscribe button down below and the bell, and that way you're alerted every time you upload a video. There's also 80% of you that regularly watch me and haven't subscribed, guys. So if you haven't checked, just double check that you're subscribed. It helps me a lot and I really appreciate all your guys' support. You guys have been so incredibly amazing, so thank you. So for next week's video, I'm going to be making a little accessory that's an addition to this dress. So if you want to see what that is, then do hit the bell as well, and that way you will receive a notification when the next video comes up. But it's just absolutely perfect for any sort of evening out in the winter time, and I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, so hopefully you can see most of me. What I'm going to be doing now is taking some measurements for my making my dress, and a couple of top tips that I would recommend when doing these is to first of all wear the most padded bra that you own, because you don't want to be restricted to what kind of bra you want to wear under your tops or dresses or whatever you're making. You want to be able to fit in quite comfortably without there being any stretch or tension around here, so always wear the most padded bra that you have. Second tip is to wear something a bit more bodycon so you can clearly see where you're measuring and you haven't got excess fabric in the way when trying to find your measurements. Apologies for the lighting because it's very gloomy outside, but these are the measurements that you're going to need for this make. So what you're going to do is get yourself your tape measure, and I like to do things in centimetres, but obviously just measure it in whatever metric that you prefer. And I'm going to start with this chest area here, so just under the armpit, above the bust area, and all the way around the circumference. So your best bet is to go from the back, then you go across and read off. And then you're going to do the bust measurement, then we're going to do a waist measurement, and then, I mean, depending if you do have a bit of a belly, which at the moment I don't, but when I do, I would usually do a bit of a belly measurement as well, just to make sure it's not too far off. But yeah, not as important, that one. You have to make that judgment for yourself as to whether you think you want it to fit a bit better around your tummy area. But this fabric that I'm going to be using for the dress is going to be a jersey stretch fabric, so there's going to be some room. And the next measurement is going to be the bottom. So again, widest point, and then a measurement for mid-thigh, so kind of, I don't know if you can see, so kind of from between your knee and your bottom, you kind of want a mid-thigh area, because this is where the straight fit is going to stop and where the flaring on the fluted part will start. So that's the circumferential measurements done. We're now going to do all the vertical measurements. So guys, if you could see my slippers I'm wearing right now, they look so ridiculous, but oh my god, they're so comfortable. Let me show you. I mean, like, these are like the dream in terms of slippers. They're proper sheepskin, so they're super warm. But yeah, they look quite ridiculous with the dress that I'm wearing. If you do want these, because I got these for my mum as well, because I just thought they were brilliant. I'll link them down in the description box. Right, let's move on to vertical measurements now. So what we're going to do here is measure from under the armpit, where we took the first measurement, to... Actually, let me show you another tip here, because if you're not sure exactly where you are in terms of your measurements and you want to be really precise, what you could do, just to be even extra, is get some masking tape and put masking tape where you want to do each of the measurements. For example, if you put masking tape across here all the way around, and you do the same for here and do the same for here, then you can just get the tape measure out and measure between the two areas of masking tape, which is really accurate. I'm not going to do that, obviously, because I'm just super lazy like that, but definitely an option. And I would say if you're using some pretty fabric and you really don't want to mess it up, then I would probably do that as well. So yeah, I'm just going to do as I remember. So here to here, and then the boob to waist, waist to bottom, or if you go down the tummy measurement, then do it to the tummy measurement. And then you've got bottom to mid thigh. Now, what you're going to do is do all those measurements all over again, just to double check, because measure twice, cut once, you know the drill. Then I will show you the next part. Okay, so first things first is you want to figure out the stretch on your fabric. Now this one is the fabric I'm going to use. It's really beautiful stretch, like jersey, but it's quite, I wouldn't say it's thick, but I'd probably say it's of a moderate thickness. And as you can see, when you pull it this way, there's a very slight stretch. However, this direction is where there's more stretch. So you want this larger stretch area to come horizontally so that you can come in and out of it quite easily, and there's a bit of room this way to give. So I'm going to place this out on the floor with this width here being horizontal. So let's do that. Okay, so this is where the direction of the stretch is going, so across here. This is going to be the top of the dress and this is going to be the bottom. What you're going to do first, in order to start the front body panel, is you're going to do a long vertical line. So let's do the vertical line first. And then you're going to do one horizontal line here, which again just extend as far as you can. In my case, I'm going to do 30 centimetres on each side just to give me a bit more space. 30 on this side and about 30 on that side. Now I'm going to do a seam allowance here of 1.5. So 1.5 down here, perpendicular to that vertical line, and again bring it across. So I'm assuming here for this pattern I'm going to be making it as a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. So now this line here is going to be the chest measurement. So for example, my upper chest measurement was 88, and that's for the front and the back. So I'm going to divide that by 2 to get 44 for just the front panel. And then because I want it to straddle quite evenly across this vertical line, I'm going to do 22 centimetres this side, 22 centimetres that side. Now, just to know how far down you need to go, we did these measurements earlier. For me, it was 8 centimetres from top to the next line. So I'm going to mark that now. So that's 8. And then again, you want 22. Then you want, on this line here, you actually want the bust measurement. So I did make a little bit of a mistake, and I probably should have done this on the white part of the fabric, but I always like to understand where the pattern placement sometimes is, so I usually do it on the front. However, should have done it on the white part just to show you. I don't know if you can see here, we've got a vertical line going straight down, and then I've got all the measurements coming off, so you can see the seam allowance here at the top of 1.5 centimetres. You've got the bust measurement going across here, you've got the chest measurement, the bust measurement, the waist measurement, and then it goes down to the bottom measurement, and then all the way down to the bottom. And I've only done it on one side because what's going to happen now is I'm going to fold this piece of fabric along here on the fold so that both sides then are symmetrical. and then I'm going to do that again on a different part of the fabric. So we've got two panels, a front panel and a back panel. There is probably going to be an easy way to show you this, so next time I'll do it on the white reverse part, because it'll be easy to show you the lines. But yeah, I'm going to cut that out and show you what that looks like. I'm going to pop on screen how I do the measurements for the circumference, but essentially I've done my 44 centimetres here, 44 centimetres going that way, and then 44 centimetres going across to meet this line, and this line you're going to fold across. Okay, so I've done all the measurements. I folded it in half, and then what I've done is I've found the circumference from this corner to here of my mid-thigh measurement, which was 28, and then I've used the tape measure to come across like this so it's equal all the way around, and drew a line, curved line. And then for the second one I've done the actual width of the actual flare plus the seam allowance, which was for me was 16, and again I've done that line here. And so what I'm going to do now is cut this bit out and that bit out, so we've got this nice little ring to go around the edge to make a little flare. Now with the centre of the circle that you had from the circle flare peplum part, you're going to use this part here as the frill for the sleeve, and you're going to, so depending obviously how much you want the flare, I'm going to make my flare width about 7 centimetres plus seam allowance. So that's 9, 10, 11, so that's about 11 centimetres here. Find the circumference and cut that out. And because this is the bit that's folded in half from the skirt, there'll be two sides there, one for each end. And you want this circumference here, can obviously be made bigger or smaller, however you want to do it, but I'm going to gather mine. So let me draw that on and then I'll cut that out. Okay, so these are the two pieces then you're left with. So if I show you those, that's the two pieces, one for each side. And this is going to all be gathered. So you're going to have like a ruffle sleeve. And now I'm going to make the two vertical straps. Those are all the pieces that you should now have in total. I'm going to do the sleeves first, and these are the two frill portions, so the two semicircles, the smaller ones. What I'm going to do first of all is do a rolled hem here, and all the way around the bigger curve around the top, and then back round here. And then what I'm going to do is do a basting stitch on the inner circle and use that to gather and make it a frill sleeve. So I'm going to do that for both sides, and then we can start attaching it to the strap. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. This is one of the little frills. So as you can see, I've done the 3 rolled hems on the edge, and then I'm going to do now the basting stitch here to give it this frilly look. Okay, so how cute has that turned out? So there's the basting stitch. I've also now just secured that with a straight stitch. Okay, so here's the strap, and what I've done is folded the edges like so and clip them in place. And then what I'm going to do now is fold this over in half. It's really hard to do with one hand. And that's the actual strap. What I'm actually going to do as well is halfway through the middle, I'm going to sandwich this into here and then fold it over. So there's a little frill on the arm. I hope you got that from that little demonstration. I'll show you how it looks once that's all done. Hello, and it's another day. It's actually a couple of days since the last video. I was needing to unpick things, and just know you need to stop when that starts to happen. So today we're going to be finishing off the straps. I'll show you where I'm up to, because one of them is semi-finished. So that's the little sleeve. I need to just do one more stitch, and then you've got the little ruffle sleeve. How cute. The only thing I'm not sure what I want to do yet is if I want the sleeve to be like this or off the shoulder. I'm thinking off the shoulder because I do like a little bit of a shoulder flash, because I think it's quite sassy. But yeah, I'm going to see how I feel once I've got the sleeves done, and maybe I'll try it on a little bit and pin them together and just see what I prefer. So that's probably the most fiddliest part of this tutorial, or I don't even want to really call it a tutorial, I'm just showing you how I make it and trying to make it so you could follow along too if you wanted to make it too. But I'd probably say this is the most fiddly part. And the rest is actually pretty simple. So once I'm over this little section, I think it's going to just fly through. There's a couple of things that I'm not sure yet what I want to do. If I want to do a zipper, I'm going to do it without a zipper to begin with because there is stretch on the fabric, and I might find that I don't need a zipper. But I have got a little red zipper if I need, just to kind of ease around here if I can't get it on, for example. So yeah, I'm going to see first how I go, and if I need to add in a little bit of a section, then I might do that. But it should just be a dress that you can easily slip on. There's no narrow neckline or anything like that, and it's quite stretchy, so you should be able just to put it on. Now, I think the reason why I needed to unpick so much stuff yesterday was I think I just needed to change my needle. So I've got my stretch needles here. I'm going to change that over just so I'm not having any, because I was basically having some uneven stitches which I just wasn't understanding why. And actually when I thought back as to when I changed my needle, it could have been a little while ago, so I'm going to do that first and see, and hopefully that will cause less of an issue this time. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so the sleeve is done. How cute is that? I still need to iron it down because I've done the seam on this side. I still need to iron down. Not too much though, because I want to keep a little bit of volume in the sleeve. But how cute does it look? I love it. I done it a little bit differently how I did the other sleeves. I'm going to repeat that for the other side because I do prefer this finish. Don't worry, this is just fabric pen, which will wash off. But yeah, amazing. Still haven't decided if I want it kind of on the shoulder or kind of off the shoulder. So I'll have a little think. I'll put a poll up, I think, on my Instagram and see if that helps my decision. I often post little polls and things on there about my makes. So if you want to get involved, help me with my decisions, I would love that. Join me over there. So this is one of the bodice pieces. So we've got two of these. Excuse my green tea. But what I'm going to do first of all is just the top end. I'm going to hem that top edge. I'm going to leave the bottom edge because we're going to add the ruffle on that side. And then after I've done the hem here, I'm going to pop the two bodice pieces together, right sides together, and I'm going to zigzag stitch all along the edge here on both sides. Now later on, if I do decide to pop a zip in, I probably will have to do an opening on one of the edges, but that's fine. I'm going to do that and try it on first and see how we're doing. I must say that probably took so much longer to do the ruffle sleeves than I needed to. I had to play around with the needle. I think actually it was down to the needle change. And I had a little play around with some scrap fabrics to see if I can refine the tension a little bit more, and that seemed to work. So, brownie points for me. I'm figuring that out. It did take a lot longer than it should have, I think. But yes, let's get on with that part. Okie dokie, let's do this. So we've got the top, which is this part here, and then I'm going to do the top hem here. I'm going to probably do it, I don't want it to be too bulgy. Probably I'm going to fold it and fold it again, but that doesn't always tend to work on this. So what I probably will do is, because this is a stretch fabric, I'm going to use my water soluble tape for this. Don't ask what happened, I don't know, it just fell apart. I'm going to use a water soluble thing here, and how you do this is, let me show you. At the top you pop it flat down, and right along the edge you're going to, where you want to fold it, I'm going to measure first the width that you would like here, so from end to end. Press that down. Well, you don't want to stretch the fabric though. You want it to be nice and flat, and then you're going to chop that off here. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want to sew this tape under your sewing machine, because all the residue that's on it will cause an issue. And then what you do, actually let me show you a bit closer, but essentially what you want to try and do here is, like double-sided tape, you want to find the edge, which can be quite tricky. There we go. It leaves behind this strip here, and you just peel this part off, and then what you're going to do is fold. And so what I'm going to do now is pop this in the machine. I'm going to probably fold it over one more time, and then do a nice little straight stitch, so it looks quite neat from the inside as well. Lovely. We're going to do the same. Ooh, I'm going to do the same for the other one. Voila. And so there we have the seam done. So we're going to pop the two sides facing together, right side facing up, so this down here like this, and we've got this side facing this way, so making sure the two seams are lining up. And to make sure that this is all completely straight, just without stretching the fabric as well, is really important. And then I'm going to clip these. I'm not going to use the tape for this, because I tend to use the water-soluble tape mainly for hems. And the reason why I do it mainly for the hem is that I just find that it's quite hard to keep it consistent and even while it's going through the machine. Sometimes it can slip a little bit. But when you're kind of putting two fabrics together, I don't find that it moves around as much. By the way, guys, how cute are these little clips? They look so aesthetically pleasing. They're just so gorgeous. They came in this two different colours of the brown and the beige, and I got these from Aldi. I know, which is so weird. Never would have thought they sold sewing stuff before I discovered it. I got lots of other sewing bits from Aldi. I did a haul video, so if you haven't checked that out, I'll leave that link down below. Okay, so you're going to have to excuse the pyjama bottoms, but just wanted to check how it's fitting. I might have taken the bust in a little bit, just because I think, obviously I did it with a bigger bra, or maybe I need to try it with a different bra, but yeah, I mean, it's fitting really nicely. It's a nice snug fit, but not too tight. And I managed to get this on without a zipper, so that's even better. So either to have it like this, which also looks quite cute, or like this and then have it here. Actually, what it might be worth doing is sewing it up here, and if I want to wear it down, I can also pull it down. It also works like that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. So you're going to have to excuse the dressing gown phase, because I'm in the phase of trying it on, taking it off repeatedly. So I gave up and ended up in my dressing gown. So here we are. I did want to make a couple more adjustments to the bust area, and I've also positioned where I want my straps to be. So I'm going to pop the straps in first, and then make the adjustments on the bust. So, vas-y! And then I'm going to bring this round, and I also marked the back here. Okay guys, so how cute does it look? Oh my gosh, perfect fit. I don't think I've somehow attached this strong enough. I'm not quite sure why. I might do a zigzag stitch and just reinforce it. But oh my god, how cute does it look with the ruffle? Because it can be up or it can be down. I do prefer it up though, so I'm going to wear it like this. But how cute. We need to iron it down a bit so it doesn't fly off. Loving the square neckline. And yes, so I actually really can't wait to get the ruffle skirt done at the bottom. Okay, so I realised I wasn't even recording, which is just fabulous. What I was just saying was that we now have a little dress with sleeves, which looks so cute. And the last piece that we have to do now is the ruffle at the bottom of the dress. So this was the 180-degree flare piece. And essentially when it's straight, it should have a little flare at the bottom. But I'm going to hem the two sides and the bottom first of all, and then I'm going to attach the inner part of the circle to the bottom of the dress, which is going to give it the little flare. And yeah, I already can't wait. I think it's going to look so cute. All right, this is the point of the project that I get just super excited because it starts coming together. It starts looking really pretty and wearable. And all the doubt that you've had from the beginning where everything was going wrong, now it doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so I've done a basting stitch and then I've done the final stitch afterwards, just because it was a curved edge. I just used so many of these clips to kind of get it in place, and then I did a basting stitch and then went over it with a proper stitch. So I'll spend this evening on the sofa unpicking the basting stitch. So what I'm going to do now is to get the bottom of my dress, so this is the bottom hem, and I'm going to line up the flare, and I'm going to start with the side seam of the actual dress and the side seam of this and pin that together like so, and then I'm going to do the same all the way around. So I'm going to line it all up and clip, and then it will naturally create a flare because it was cut on a curve. So let's get clipping. Clipping. It's sunrise. And then what I will do once I've done this is just sew it using a zigzag stitch, just so there is a little bit of a little bit of stretch when you're walking and things. And yeah, I'll meet you back at the sewing machine. Oh my god, guys, I've just finished steaming this beauty, but just look at her. How lovely is she? Oh my god, I'm so happy with it. I even popped in a little zipper just because it was a little bit tight to get into the bust area, so I've just put a really short one in there, and I've done kind of a hidden seam. Yeah, you've got the frill detail on the sleeves, and then you've got shaping here. This is just some of the fabric marker which I need to put in the washing machine, and then you've got down here, you've got the little peplum detail. It's gorgeous. I probably, if I was to do it again, just put a bit more frill. But oh my gosh, how beautiful. And I really cannot wait to wear this on a holiday. But yeah, also be wearing this for Valentine's Day. I think she's super cute. And I think I know what I'm going to make to pair with it. But with this would look absolutely stunning. Love it. Let's try it on. Do you not just love it? It just looks amazing. And I'm actually quite happy with the peplum, actually. I was thinking if I should have done it a bit more of a flare, but oh my god, I really love it. Just look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. Excuse the steamer going off behind me. This is so adorable. Just, can you comprehend how adorable this is? Got the little zip under the arm. Oh, and I'm so gonna get so much wear out of this. I just know it, just because it's so my style, and I could wear it for so many different occasions. Date night, Valentine's, holiday. You could even wear this to a wedding, I think. It looks so cute. And I just love the peplum detail at the bottom. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to make some more of these, I think, in other fabrics, but I am just in love. And I've just learnt so many skills on this. First of all, to do sort of a concealed zipper has been a first. To do the gathering has been a first for me. Also, this is fully self-drafted. But yeah, I just learned so much stuff about this, like during this project, and I'm just in love. The sleeves are a labour of love for sure, but I mean, completely worth it.